we're branding these events as Marcus Meet. So we're going to meet various members of our team. And today, it's with an absolute privilege. I have the opportunity to speaking with Simon Lockyer. He's the founder and CEO of Blue Sky Fostering. I've worked with him for 14 years. Hello, Simon. How are you doing?
Morning, Marcus.
How is your self-isolation?
Well, I should imagine, like most people, it's a bit mixed, but I'm kind of settling into a routine, which is good. And actually, a bit of me's enjoying it, and a bit of me's finding it kind of a bit frustrating not being able to get out there. But I'm doing my Couch to 5K app every day, and that's that's going quite well. So
fantastic.
Not bad. Thank you.
You're making me feel bad, Simon. That's fantastic. And look, I think it's important for those who are with us, those who are in assessment, and indeed members of the public, get an opportunity to meet various members of the team like yourself, Simon. So welcome to this Marcus Meets broadcast today. So I've got some questions, Simon, and I would encourage anybody who's watching this live event, you can post any messages and Simon will do his best to answer them. So my first question to you, Simon, I've got is, what did you do before you started Blue Sky Fostering?
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting question. Well, I've been a social worker, qualified social worker now since 1989, so quite a long time. And I
wasn't born then, Simon.
Yeah. Well, prior to that, I kind of worked. I did some work in children's homes, and I worked in a refuge for young people that ran away from care. And I also worked in an advice centre for young people that were homeless. So but that was prior to qualifying as a social worker. I mean, like most people, when I left school, I kind of did a few odd jobs, as you can say. So I delivered TVs for a living, and I drove a coal lorry for a while as well. So that was interesting. But I knew I always wanted to work with young people. Really, I'd kind of been working in youth clubs from an early age, and I knew that's kind of where I wanted to end up. So as a mature student, I went off and got qualified as a social worker in '89, and since then, I've been working in various settings, major charities. I worked a stint in probation, and and I've been kind of involved, I think, in fostering for about 30 years. So,
is it quite unique, Simon, your background coming into it and being an owner of a fostering agency? Would that be quite unique?
Yeah, no, yeah, I guess yes and no. I mean, there are, over 250 fostering agencies out there. But I guess what's quite unique nowadays is that that Blue Sky is purely owned by people who are social workers. And more in this sector, you're seeing them being owned by large kind of companies. That's not us. We're workers, and that's a very unique thing now, I think, in the sector.
Okay, so that leads us nicely on to the next question, really, Simon. Why did you start Blue Sky Fostering then? Well, did you see a niche there for you to set Blue Sky up?
Yeah, I did. I've been working, as I said, in fostering for some time, and I was working for a major charity providing foster placements for young people on remand. Mm-hmm. And never a day went by, really, when a local authority didn't phone and say, look, we've got this young person who has very complex needs, challenging needs, but they're not on remand. And sadly, because of the nature of charities and the work they do, that I had to say, well, I'm sorry, we can't help. And that was incredibly frustrating, because I had a very strong belief that very few young people couldn't do well in foster care with the right support around them. So I just kind of felt I needed to do something, really. And at that point, I went off and joined another IFA as a director, cut my teeth there, but really decided that it wasn't really going in the direction I wanted it to, because I really wanted to help young people with very complex needs who were really not being able to get access to foster care because people felt, that their behaviour, their issues were just too challenging. And for me, I wanted to set up an agency that was really going to focus on their needs, and that's what we've done.
I mean, we're still finding it today, aren't we, Simon? I think we get around 200 young people referred through the agency every single day. So it's as keen as it's ever been, Simon, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're in great demand, and sadly, at the current time, because of the coronavirus, we're in even greater kind of demand, because I guess, those, I guess, those services that have been supporting families out there. They're just not there at the moment because of the restrictions, and that's placing enormous pressure on families. And we are seeing more young people referred to us in need of foster placements.
Absolutely. And I would say anybody that's watching this broadcast, if you want to pick up your phone and give me a call, the number is along the bottom. You'll get to speak to me. So it's 0800 035 6499, 0800 035 6499. And we can have a long chat about fostering. And really, so the next question I have then really, Simon, is what makes Blue Sky different than any other fostering agency? Why are we unique?
Yeah, well, I think there are three things I'd kind of say about that, that makes us unique. One is, we are very much a family, a Blue Sky family. Anyone that comes to work for Blue Sky, any foster carers who are with us at the moment, hopefully will testify to that. So we work hard really to ensure that everyone feels part of that family, and alongside that, the way we communicate that is that we have a series of core values which are very important to us, and that we ask people to sign up to when they come and join us. And those quite simply are 4 core values, which are really important, which is first one is treat others as you want to be treated. The second one is we're one family, we stand shoulder to shoulder. The third, we keep our promises. And the fourth is a problem shared is a problem solved, which is even more important in the current climate. And that's what drives our behaviour in the agency, and drives everyone that's involved in it. And finally, what makes us unique, I suppose, is that over the last few years we've developed a really good therapeutic fostering service, and that's having some fantastic results for young people who have been traumatized in the past, who have very complex needs, are really now benefiting greatly from that. And the level of support that we give our foster carers and we give young people in that program is just fantastic, and I'm really proud of that, because we are now really reaching a lot of young people who probably wouldn't have been able to experience family life, who can now because of that program.
How long have you been running that program, Simon, through the agency?
It's been going about 3 years now, just over 3 years. So it's really well established. It's got a great reputation with local authorities, and a great reputation with social workers out there that are working with young people. And we're very proud of it. And the guys who deliver that program across Blue Sky are extremely experienced in what they do. And I'm very proud. I hear weekly stories about how young people are benefiting from that, and the difference it's making to their lives, and that's really fantastic.
And how would the lockdown affect this therapeutic service that we deliver, Simon? Because that really leads me nicely on to the next question. How we managing to support those foster carers? It's a really unique situation with the pandemic. We don't know how long it's going to go on for. Can we reassure carers, existing carers, and those members of the public that are listening to us today, how are we going to support them if they take that leap of faith with us?
Yeah, I can't deny it's not tough. We all know it's tough. We're all experiencing it at the moment. So of course it impacts on the way, we deliver our service. Of course it does. But you know what? We've really risen, and our staff team and our carers have really risen to the challenge over this. And we've gone predominantly online. So we are doing a lot of our face-to-face either by Zoom or by Microsoft Teams or one of the other packages that are out there. So we're staying in touch face-to-face with carers regularly. We still have staff who I'm very grateful to, who are going out in emergency to support our carers and our young people. Our individual workers who work directly with young people are now doing a lot of work online with them. So they're doing some fantastically creative stuff to stay in touch with them, and our young people are really responding to that. So, it's been incredible, really. But of course, there are some challenges. But actually, you know what? We are continuing to deliver our service. We are continuing to deliver, what I call a really good standard of service. And I just want to say a thank you to everyone for that, because you've really engaged in it really well, and I'm very grateful for that.
And I think it's brought everyone together, Simon. I noticed that we had a Blue Sky Bake-Off competition last week, where everyone came in on Zoom, and we had the ingredients, and we all came together for a bake-off. And also on Friday, I think there was a quiz night as well. I don't know, were you part of the quiz night?
No, sadly I couldn't join on Friday. But I have seen clips of it. I've heard great things about it. I'm hopeless at quizzes, so but I am going to try and join next week. The other thing we've been doing is all coming together on Zoom really to do the clap for carers on Thursday night. So that's great to see all our colleagues and carers coming on board to do that from all over the South Coast, because we're based from Cornwall to Kent. You know, so that's been going great. So yeah, I mean, people are being immensely creative. I mean, our support groups to carers, which are not normally, obviously, we come together physically, are now done, you know, via Zoom, and that's been great. And I think people are really enjoying that, and they're really enjoying the opportunity to come together as normal and to kind of, you know, really to kind of share the issues they have and get ideas from other people at the moment. So, and people are really sharing lots of ideas, because, you know, it is tough at the moment because young people have been off school. I know we've gone back now. We've still got some young people that are off school because of their own particular needs. So that is tough at the moment for our carers. But it's been great to see everyone sharing ideas about how to manage that and to come up with, you know, things to do during the day. So well done.
Lovely. And you've touched on our young people themselves. Could you give a brief, really, what is a typical foster child? Is there a typical foster child? What do they look like, Simon? Can you dispel some of those myths for everybody here listening today?
Yeah, well, what's a typical foster? I don't think there is such a thing really as a typical foster child. I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, but you know what? Everyone's an individual, and that's how we approach it at Blue Sky, really, because everyone has, you know, their own kind of, every child has their own unique needs. But I think what I would probably say is that more typically, what we see at Blue Sky is slightly older children, teenagers, who are often forgotten in the system, who are often forgotten by other agencies or seen as too challenging. And we know that actually, you know, deep down, they have all the same fears and insecurities and issues that younger children have, and are really looking for, you know, a family who can, you know, allow them to be a young person again, because some of them have, you know, have been in situations where that none of us would really want to be in, you know, and actually they need to be able to go back to being a child and being able to get the support they would from parents again. So for us, I guess what we're striving to do is for our typical foster child really to be those teenagers, those young people with challenging issues who really need a second chance, really. And again, you know, our foster carers have really stepped up and are beginning to see that, you know, that it's never too late to make a difference.
Lovely. And Simon, you set up the business or Blue Sky back in 2005. So you've got to think back to your early days and right through for those sort of 14, 15 years. Can you give an example of your proudest moment within Blue Sky? There must be many with what you've achieved. Yeah. You know, is there a particular moment you can bring to the attention of everyone?
Well, I mean, like you said, Marcus, really, there are so many proud moments, you know, over the years, really. And I guess for me, I can't pick one. I'm going to have to pick a few, I'm afraid. For me, my proudest moment is always when I see feedback from young people that says, "Thank you, Blue Sky. You know, you've made a great difference to my life." And that, at the end of the day, is what it's all about, and that's what we're here for. So that's fundamentally what drives me forward, you know, when I see that, and that's great to see. I guess the fact that we've been Ofsted Outstanding for four times in a row over the years, we've never dropped that ball. I'm immensely proud of that. That's testimony to the hard work of our colleagues and our carers, you know, to make sure that we are delivering an outstanding service out there. So that's great. But I guess really, I mean, that you know, I'm not going to name him, but that the first young person we ever placed back in 2005, I guess, is a proud moment for me, because that really was the start of Blue Sky, and gave us reassurance that, you know, people put their faith in us, you know, to do a good job. And finally, who can forget at the moment that we are, and I'm very proud of this, we are the only fostering agency at the moment that is registered to deliver the Duke of Edinburgh programme, and we've done that for numerous young people over the last couple of years. And, you know, for some young people, that will be the only qualification they get. They're not in school, they don't have access to this. So actually to see them blossom and develop skills and confidence through the Duke of Edinburgh is something I'm really proud that we're able to deliver.
Yeah, and I'd like to say I did attend the Duke of Edinburgh a couple of years ago in the New Forest, and I got so much out of it. And these children hadn't met me before, and, you know, the relationship started. It was interesting, and what happened is I couldn't make the second week, and within the second week they'd all FaceTime me to say how much they were missing me. And believe it or not, Simon, they called me sir. They didn't call it there at the start of the Duke of Edinburgh, the expedition, but they did near the end. So that's an incredibly sort of proud moment for me to be part of that as well. Sort of taking 20 young people and going hiking and doing the expedition and learning how to meet. You know, they were teaching me how to read a map. But look, I think Michelle's just posted, which is lovely. She's loved your answers there, and she said it's never too late. Excuse me, never too late to make a difference, Simon. Even when the young people are 15 or 16 years old. So we can still do enough sometimes. So that's lovely that she's listening in. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks,
Simon. So really, finally, what is your vision with Blue Sky for the future?
Well, I mean, my vision is pretty much what it is, what it was when we set out in 2005, and that's to continue to offer, you know, a family experience to as many young people as we possibly can. You know, as I said, particularly those young people who other people may have sadly written off or don't believe, you know, can benefit from fostering. Those are young people we want to get hold of. We want to continue to develop our therapeutic service, because, you know, we are seeing fantastic results from that, you know, and I'd love to be here in another 10 years, Marcus, talking to you about the difference we're making to young people, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Fantastic. And I will just say, Michelle again has kindly posted her, Alex, one of her children, had a wonderful time doing the Duke of Edinburgh. And I would say anybody that's thinking about inquiring to be a foster carer with us, we treat any looked after child and any birth child, they're equal in our eyes. So if you have birth children and you're thinking, well, can I make that change and make that career in fostering? How will we embrace those birth children? Absolutely. If they're at the right age and they want to come and do the Duke of Edinburgh, come on, bring it on. Come along and do the Duke of Edinburgh with us. So, you know, that's the message really. You know, any families from any walk of life. And hello, Orlando. She's family experience is why I'm moving to you. So there we are. Thank you, Orlando. She's somebody in assessment at the moment. Thank you for joining us today. Simon, they're really the questions. Is there anything else you would like to say in this broadcast that we haven't already discussed?
Yeah, I kind of want to take the opportunity really to thank our foster carers who I know are, you know, who are in lockdown at the moment. So I know finding it really challenging, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to you, you know, for continuing to do everything you're doing. And I want to say thank you to those prospective carers who have contacted us recently to say they'd like to come and join the Blue Sky family. So again, huge thank you from me. We've still got a lot of work to do. So come on board.
And I'd just like to say thank you so much today, Simon, for spending the time to have a natter with me. And once again, anybody that wants to be a foster carer, you get the opportunity to chat with me. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So give that number a call on the bottom, 0800 035 6499. 0800 035 6499. As I said, we're going to be doing more of these Marcus meets where you get to meet other members of the team. So stay tuned for our social media platforms. It's been a pleasure today, Simon. Continue to enjoy self-isolation. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Members of the public, carers in assessment, you know, existing carers, thank you. And we'll be on very shortly. Thank you very much. Yes, Simon. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.